Well. It seems the numbers were destined to fall short from the start. Meghan and Prince Harry's Archewell Foundation recently unveiled financial results that are so dismal they might just warrant a sarcastic round of applause. Newly disclosed data reveals that in 2024, this self-proclaimed charity racked up an astounding $5.1 million in expenses while generating only $2.1 million in donations. This isn't philanthropy, it's more like performance art gone awry. Grants allocated to genuine causes amounted to a modest $1.25 million, while the rest seems to have vanished into thin air in Montecito. This raises a pressing question. Where did the remaining millions disappear? The phrase unprecedented expenses is bearing quite an explanatory burden here. The foundation, now operating under its new name Archewell Philanthropies, because a fresh label can supposedly solve past issues, is discreetly reducing its staff. Over a week ago, 3 employees were informed they would be let go as part of an organizational restructure. Among them was the Director of Programs and Operations, who reportedly had an annual salary of $146,000. Interestingly enough, throughout last week the Sussex office consistently denied any staffing changes despite reports that staff were notified about the charity's closure. Then unexpectedly, a spokesperson claimed that no team members had been dismissed and all positions remained intact, a case resembling Schrodinger's cat, both terminated and employed simultaneously. They describe them as unprecedented expenses, and one can't help but wonder what exactly incurs such costs when donations are so few each year. Are we considering faux royal tours, first-class flights, private jets, image consultants, or award ceremonies that require lavish donations to secure a trophy at the right moment? Perhaps cosmetic procedures or puff pieces sponsored by Ompic masquerading as humanitarian efforts also come into play. Clearly, maintaining delusions of grandeur doesn't come cheap. Why do 2 private individuals require a large, corporate-style staff to manage a charity that distributes fewer grants than a small local foundation operating from someone's spare bedroom? They are neither working royals nor heads of state. Having a nanny and gardener makes sense, but having an army of paid employees for what seems like a vanity project giving just 2 or 3 donations annually does not. There's a delicious irony in these leaks. It's evident that someone within Archewell has begun to speak out. When you reduce your workforce by half, loyalty often disappears more quickly than the vanished millions. This is typically how stories surface: hints of disorder, poor management, temper tantrums, and bullying behavior come to light. It's through such whispers that we heard tales of the notorious dictator in high heels, the nightmare boss reputation she garnered, and details about constant staff turnover. If people are treated poorly, they will eventually voice their grievances. It really isn't complicated. Let's revisit the figures, as they are quite revealing. Total expenses: $5.1 million. Donations collected: $2.1 million. Grants distributed: $1.25 million. This indicates that they're spending more than doubled their earnings before any semblance of assistance was provided to anyone in need. Nothing out of the ordinary here. Just standard operating procedure for a charity. Textbook example indeed.